umaga sa lahat kayo. Nang Tagalog ko, konti lang. It should be dapat fluent ako, diba? After 10 years, but it's not. I try. Good morning to everyone, and thank you so much to Richard and Rebecca for inviting me to speak today. I'm so excited to be here, and the turnout today just shows that business leaders, team leaders, all of you here are interested in not only taking charge of your own health, but also helping your employees to improve their health. So I'm excited. To tell you a little bit about myself, yes, I'm a registered dietitian from the U.S. I've been practicing for about 20 years. It gives my age away just a little bit, but I'm a firm believer that if you eat well and you exercise well, then you can lie about your age and no one will know. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. My husband and I have 3 children, the youngest of whom was born here in Philippines. She reckons that she's about 20% Filipina, and you cannot tell her differently. She insists that she is. So we've been here for a while. We consider it our second home, and we really love it. So to tell you a little bit about my personal nutrition philosophy is I don't do diets. The first 3 letters of the word diet is D-I-E. So what does that mean? Die. Okay, so I used to diet. Back when I was in my early 20s, or maybe my mid-20s, I was a little heavy. I started a new job. I was just working out on my own, eating out a lot, stressed at work, and I was mataba, konti, a little fat. And I dieted. You know what happened? I got fatter because diets don't work. You know why? Diets are all about negativity. Diets are about what you can't eat, about what you can't do, about what you shouldn't do, and they make you feel guilty, right? Diets never work. So what do I believe in for good health? What do I believe in for balance in your life that will bring all things into line? I believe in a whole foods, plant-based diet and regular exercise. I believe in consistency. I believe in joy in eating. I believe in guilt-free eating. So all of those things we're going to talk about today. I don't diet anymore. Anyone who's ever eaten with me can attest to the fact that I eat a lot. I should have brought some slides of like what I ate yesterday, you know, and you would be so shocked at how much I eat. I was eating with a colleague of my husband's. He can tell you the story, and she looks over, she's Filipina, she goes, talaga, good appetite. And she was commenting on how much food I was eating, but it's really true. But I will be honest that if you are choosing the right foods consistently, then what you want to eat changes. Because I can say that I eat what I want. I always eat what I want. So let's talk a little bit about what good health looks like. What is fabulous health? And I'm going to wander away from my thing for a while. So I've selected some images that I think really promotes what I think of as fabulous health. Energy, longevity, productivity, determination, time with your family. All of these things, I think, just embody fabulous health. Absence of disease, energy to not only do what you need to do at work, but to enjoy your leisure time after work so you don't just come home and crash. Strength, vitality, maintenance of a weight that your body's supposed to be at. I think anyone can diet themselves into any weight they want to get to, but can you maintain that weight? So a weight that makes you feel good and that you're comfortable at. And just a sense of looking forward to each new day. So if you don't have the kind of health that you really want to have, think about what changes that you can make. So during my talk today, I want to not only share knowledge, but I want to empower you with tools that you can take home to help you step towards better health. I want to inspire you towards change. So what change can you make today? So we'll talk about 5 things that you can do. The first step is planning. We've all heard it. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Your business leaders, your team leaders, your managers in some sense of the word. And I can't imagine that you would walk into your day and step into your office with no idea of what you're going to do that day, or no idea of what your day is going to look like without a schedule. But I think oftentimes we run into our day with no idea what we're going to eat. And we forget about ourselves, and we're very busy taking care of other people, taking care of our business, achieving success in these other areas of our lives, and never thinking about what we're going to put in our mouth. It comes as a second thought. And I think we have to plan it in advance. Okay. We should pay attention to our food. You know, the best way, I have moms sometimes come to say, how do I get my kids to eat vegetables, Bex? You know what? Put them in front of the TV or in front of their iPad or in front of their PlayStation with a big thing of vegetables, and they will eat whatever while they're distracted. Because we eat so much while we're distracted. We eat while we watch TV, we eat while we're at our computer, we eat while we're at our desk, and we eat, and it doesn't register, it doesn't count for us. It's not truly satisfying. But if we can teach ourselves to focus on our food, try it. I challenge you, next week, try it. Do nothing but eat. It's hard, right? How often you're scrolling on your Facebook while you're eating, and you're like, oh, wow, look at that, no. And you eat way more than you really need to, and you don't enjoy it that much. But if you focus on your food, you hit enjoyment and satisfaction sooner, because satisfaction comes with paying attention. Guilt-free eating, I'm a huge fan of guilt-free eating. Like, it's my husband's birthday today, and so, but he's gonna be busy, and I'm busy, and so I made him a little cake last night, so we celebrated, and like, the kids were all around, have some cake. I love that kind of thing. Eat the cake, enjoy it. Don't have guilt over that. If you're gonna have guilt over what you eat, don't have it. Just say no. But don't eat it, then feel guilty. That's the worst of both worlds, right? Yeah, don't do that. Make a choice. Make a choice. Okay, balance. I think that balance is very important in every aspect of our lives, in relationships, in work-life balance, in business practices, but also in food. So give a little think to your diet and think about what you ate maybe yesterday, and think if it included anything that wasn't brown or white or a color. In my family one time we discussed if you could choose foods of only one color, what color would it be? And of course my little Filipina chose white because it includes rice and pasta and bananas and chicken. And those are her favorite foods. So she's growing, she's 9 years old, but she's learning and growing. But think about if you need more balance in your diet, if you need to include more fruits and vegetables and whole grains, which probably most of us do. So what are ways that we can do that? I think that probably most of us need to eat more plants. In my house, we have a fruit plate at every meal. That's just an automatic thing. Breakfast, dinner, fruit plate, that's a given. We pack fruits in the kids' lunch, fruits in my husband's lunch, fruits in a snack, so that we make sure we get that in. Vegetables, shredded vegetables on the sandwich. I made him a sandwich the other day with peanut butter and shredded carrots. He about freaked out on me, but he ate that thing, because that's what was in his lunch. So if it's there, you're gonna eat it. Whole grains. I know a lot of people switch to brown rice part of the time. Some things taste better with white rice, but some things you can eat with brown rice. Quinoa is another grain that you can try. A challenge for you, a challenge for all of us, is to choose vegetarian protein more often. Because when you're eating vegetarian proteins, you are getting the protein that you need. You're also getting vitamins, you're getting minerals, you're getting fibers, and you're not getting the fat or the cholesterol or the pesticides that they're feeding your animals from, or maybe contaminants from the water that they pulled your fish from. So give that a try. The one thing that you will hear me preach on doing less is eating less sugar. Because I think even more than fat, sugar is a nutrient, non-nutrient problem that is kind of pervading all of, well, certainly my country, the U.S., is pervading and is also a problem in a lot of countries because people get a sweet taste. Babies have a sweet taste. We're born with it. We love sugar. It's easy to get kids to eat sugar, right? You can always get a kid to eat sugar. You can always get a kid to eat something sweet. But to train our taste away from sugar and to prefer a more savory taste, that's more difficult. But sugar is in everything we eat, and it's addictive. So you never actually satisfy your craving for sugar. By feeding it, you make it bigger. By giving into it, you make it grow. So the more you eat, the more you need to eat. It's just a drug. It's just another form of satisfying. So in order to train your taste away from sugar, you actually just have to eat less. So think about where your sugar comes from. Is it in sweet drinks? Is it in coffee drinks? Is it in donut shop or coffee house pastries? Where are you getting your sugar from? Because we all do it, and it took a really conscious effort on my part over a years-long period. It's not something that happens overnight. You can't go cold turkey like smoking. I think you can go cold turkey on smoking. But for sugar, you have to wean slowly off of sugar. And you have to replace with things that are less sweet and less sweet and less sweet and less sweet. And then you will start preferring foods that are less sweet, and full sugar things will taste too sweet. So if you have drinks that are sugar drinks, water them down. Have them less often. Learn to prefer water. Train your taste to prefer plainness instead of highly flavoredness. So this is one thing that will truly, truly benefit you. Instead of pouring yourself full of empty calories and adding empty calories to yourself, you can actually get nutrients into your diet by having less sugar. Okay, consistency and habits. We are what we do most of the time. That's in all aspects of our lives. What we do most of the time is who we are. So it's important to choose wisely most of the time, because what happens on those rare occasions doesn't matter that much. But it's what we do day in, day out, meal in, meal out, that makes the most difference. So I multiplied this out, and if we're going to choose wisely 80% of the time, that's 8 out of 10 meals. So say that there are 20 or 21 meals in a week. That's 16 meals that should be great, and only 4 of them that should be less than great, right? So think about, like, if you are eating out for lunch every day, and it's kind of, oh, well, I'll have this because I'm celebrating, or because I'm out to lunch and I never see this, so I'll have it. And that happens 3 times per week. And then you have dinner out with your family, and then you have a cake, and then you have a pastry midweek. So it kind of adds up. So think about 80% is actually kind of a lot. One of the best things that you can do in this area is eating real food. So what is real food? Real food comes with no label. Real food comes with no packaging. Real food comes from the ground or has a mother or has a face. But real food doesn't require you to open anything on it or to read a label. This is not real food. This is colored. This is flavored. This type of food makes you, it has that heightened flavor with MSG. I tried to put not too many brand names, curly balls. That just means Cheetos. So this type of food will make you want more. This type of food saps your strength. This type of food doesn't give you energy, it takes away your energy after you eat it. You might drink a Coke because you're feeling low energy, and it gives you that boost for a short time, but then you have a crash afterwards. If you tried an apple, you might find that your energy sustains itself for a longer time. Eating from home, I think, is a really great way to eat real food. And so later in my demo, we're gonna make a salad. I'll show you how to pack a healthy lunchbox. It can be, a new group thing that you have a space in your work area that you meet and you have lunch together in the office as a group, and that can be a new trend for improving employee health. And eat for health most of the time. The way I look at it, I don't eat boring food. Like if you would look at the snacks in my bag right now, it's good, it's fun to eat, it's healthy, it energizes me. It's something I look forward to. I look forward to my food every day, but it's food that nourishes my body and makes me feel better, not worse. There are times that I indulge and that I eat stuff that I don't normally eat, but it's a small percentage of the time because there's celebrations. So when there's celebrations, celebrate. And when you go out for dinner, you go to a friend's house, you're a guest at someone's home, eat and enjoy and love it. But when you're in charge of your own food, which you can take charge of your own food and you should most of the time, eat for health. Fill your body with nutritious food. Fill your body with good things, and you will feel better. Movement. I know that one of our later speakers, Jim Surratt, is going to speak on exercise, so I'm just going to touch on it lightly. But diet and exercise go hand in hand. You must have both to have health. So I'm going to just speak very shortly on this. Our bodies are meant to move most of the day with periods of rest. We aren't meant to sit most of the day with periodic movement. And the way that our lifestyle has evolved, we kind of do it backwards, and we sit most of our day and we just maybe try to exercise a little bit. But this is taking its toll on our health. So purposeful exercise, the recommendation of the American College of Sports Medicine recommends 5 to 7 times a week, or most days of the week, that we are getting 30 minutes of physical activity per day. It doesn't have to be all in one stretch. You can break it up, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and just walking. If you've been inactive, walking is great. Walking is great. The other thing I wanted to focus on, though, is activities of daily living. Just how much do we move our bodies? I know that most of us, my household included, has Kasim-Bahai, and we're not doing the work of our house. Like in my home country, wow, you work hard in your house. You can spend 500 calories a day of energy just taking care of chores and maintaining life in your household. And here we don't. And the other day, it turned out to be a day where I did a lot of work because of different situations. But wow, I was carrying groceries and I was doing stuff in my house, and I thought, this is really a lot more work than my body's used to. And I do exercise a lot. I do a lot of purposeful exercise. But on top of that, I was moving my body a lot. I was moving around my house a lot. And so we need to think in terms of not necessarily adding work to our lives, but adding movement to our day. So how much can you move your body during the day? The pedometer is a great idea. It counts your steps. Just think about, a good guideline is every hour that you sit, you should get up and move for 5 minutes. It won't decrease your productivity. It will increase your productivity. Your blood will flow to your brain. It will eliminate that need for the afternoon coffee maybe. You're gonna just feel more energized and better. To conclude, we should all just be taking a good look at where we are currently with our health and think positively in terms of planning for success in our food, being more mindful in our choices, balancing our diet by adding fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, striving for consistency in our food choices, and adding movement to our everyday life. And the results are going to be phenomenal. We'll have more energy, we'll increase our productivity, and overall we'll improve our health. So that is the power of positive eating. And thank you very, very much for your attention.